Hey everybody, Nick Too Sick here, back with another fishing video. Special time of month again, everybody. It's a great time of year. It's time for the California Delta Fishing Report for July 2018. And let me tell you what, and I don't mean any pun intended, it has been hot, hot, hot. Not just the weather, but the fishing, you guys, has been great. It's been absolutely excellent. Just long story short, the fishing has been really good in the morning and in the afternoon. It's been kind of dead in between, I'd say 11 a.m. to 2 to 3 p.m. until the bite starts picking back up. So it's really great out here, really nice out here on the Delta. It's very hot, and the fishing changes a lot this time of year in the summer, and I want to get a little bit into that. So let's start it off with the #1 bait that we've been throwing this month again, you guys, for the third month in a row. The frog it's just, if you guys have never thrown a topwater frog, I absolutely love it. It is just so much fun to throw this thing. It's very easy to you know, just throw it out there, twitch it a couple times, let it sit, and let the big girls come up and eat it. And they do, they love it. Again, I've been talking about it, but this is my frog that I like to use in the summer. This is the Ish's Poppin' Fatty by Snag Proof, and you know, I really missed this frog. I didn't fish with this frog for about a week this month. I've been using it so much that the two that I had, they both just got eaten up. So I couldn't get to the store to get another one. So I want to talk a little bit about my second choice in frogs, because I actually went to go get another frog, and that one wasn't available. So I'll talk a little bit about my second choice. I've been throwing the copper frog in white, and you know, I like it. This is a really good frog, and I think it's a great you know, second option. So I'm definitely gonna hang on to this frog and use it again in the future. But I caught some good fish on this. I got bit pretty good, and I like it. I just wish the hooks were a little bit beefier. You know, that's the only thing I have to say. If you look at the hooks on this compared to the hooks on that, you can just see they're just a lot beefier hooks. So I like that. And also, the reason why I like throwing this Ish's Poppin' Fatty is because you can see how the nose is pointed. This actually pops water, so you can use it like a popper. So in these hot summer months when the vegetation is really thick, there's a tiny little layer of water on top of a lot of those mats, and I'll throw this frog on there and pop it, and this will pop a little bit of that water on top of the mat, and it'll get me bit a little bit extra when the guy in the front or the back of the boat is just throwing a regular frog and I'm using this. I get that little bit of extra pop on top of the mat. Is really good this time of year. So the hot weather has these fish really eating a lot, you guys. When the weather heats up, the fish's metabolism speeds up. They need to eat more, and they're more active. So fishing this time of year has been great. I hope everybody had a 4th of July weekend to remember. I know I did. I caught an absolute monster this 4th of July, you guys. I caught a 6.5 pounder on a spinnerbait. So let's talk a little bit about what else I'm throwing right now. Still killing them. This is my pitching bait right now, is the Gary Yamamoto Cowboy, and I'm just Texas rigging that, you guys, and just blowing them out of the water. Catch 20 fish a day on that if you're in the right areas, you guys, and throwing them in mats and little still pockets. I'll go around the Delta and I'll find, you know, little eddies and stuff like that. Wherever the river is moving and there's an object in the river that kind of causes a current break where the water then begins to displace, I'll just go around the Delta flipping docks, boat pilings, rocks, anything that creates those little eddies and those little still pockets. Throw that right in there and get bit really good. So that's kind of what I've been doing the past few months, and that's transitioned into some other fishing that I've been doing out where I fish there's been a lot of boat traffic, you guys. The boat traffic out here on the Delta right now is insane. Not just fishermen, there's skiers, there's people partying, and I know personally a lot of fishermen that are turned off by boat traffic, and let me tell you guys, I am absolutely not one of them. I actually prefer boat traffic. I like it. It causes the fish to react more. When the boats are very, very loud and chopping up the water becomes very muddy, becomes very dirty. What happens is the fish are forced shallow. They get pushed up on the banks to feed because they can't see with all the mud in the water and all the chaos, the skiing, the commotion, jet skis, etc., swimmers. They get forced up shallow, you guys, into that really, really muddy water because the boat waves splash up against the shore and the levees and create these really, really muddy trenches, and the fish can't see anything. At this point, they are relying on their lateral lines, on their senses to catch their prey rather than locating them through sight. So that information is going to lead me into why I've been throwing these certain baits. So a lot of people have mentioned it, that I don't talk about crankbaits a lot, and I'm really not a crankbait guy. It's not something that I put in the front of my arsenal. I'm a Delta guy, and to me, crankbaiting is situational. I will start throwing a crankbait when other people tell me, hey Nick, it's time to start throwing a crankbait. But other than that, around this time of the year, I do like to throw crankbaits. So I've been throwing square bills with the boat traffic. I like to throw, square bill. It's got the rattles in it, and it gets off a lot of water displacement, a lot of sound. Like I said before, these fish, they rely on that sound and the vibration of the bait rather than locating it. I've been using the nice bright red baits. If you guys fish the California Delta and you don't use red baits, you're really missing out. The primary color you should be using out here on your crankbaits, especially a square bill, is red. This is just the Delta California king of bass fishing. This one here is a river to sea. This is the Ish Monroe. I like this one. This is the biggie. So yeah, that's basically what I've been throwing. I like to use that red, the cold-blooded color, and then I also throw this gold one where I fish. There's a lot of golden shiners in the sucker. So keep that in mind. We'll match the hatch. It's got a bluegill color, one of those, a white one. Bait fish I see, will match that color. So I'm throwing a crankbait, square bill, shallow this time of year, catching fish. If I find myself getting a little bit too much weeds on the square bill, then I'll switch it over to a vibrating jig, a chatterbait. Again, black and red. This is the king of the Delta in California, is the red colors. This is just an original Z-Man chatterbait, the black and red, and this is really good. As you can see, I got a Pit Boss on here. Normally, I throw, a fish type of trailer. As you can see on my other one, I have a Zoom Super Fluke. These are the two chatterbaits I'm throwing right now. I throw this black and red one, and I'll actually use this a lot like a jig. I'll pitch it and flip it, and the vibration on it will just use it like a regular jig. And that works really, really well. These fish, they just think it's a crawdad and they eat it up. So rather than using just a regular bass jig this time of year with the muddy water, all the boat traffic, this is what I'm throwing, the vibrating jig, black and red. You can also retrieve it. When I'm doing that, I'll usually go with my shad type presentation. As you can see, I got some chartreuse in there in white for the muddy waters, and that's working really well. So other than that, you guys, I'm throwing this spinnerbait. This is my favorite spinnerbait. This is really, really just grown on me over the years. I prefer a small spinnerbait. This is a Booyah Pond Magic, you guys. Little baby spinnerbait, 3 8-ounce, and this is what I caught that 6.5 on the 4th of July on in 2 feet of water in 100-degree weather, you guys, on low tides. So they're biting, you know, right now. They're basically using up their opportunities to catch the prey even when they can. So, you know, this white color stands out in that muddy water, and it's got the displacement with the blades, you guys. So, you know, that's pretty much what I've been throwing. In addition to this, I got some buddies of mine that I fish with that are, you know, still throwing the drop shot, doing really, really well. My buddy, an unknown legend out here on the Delta, has just been absolutely destroying them punching. So if you're into that kind of thing, you know, you can go punching. I know, you know, punching is something that I do definitely in these summer months. The big bass like to get underneath those canopies, underneath the, you know, emerged vegetation like the hyacinth and the pennywort, that sort of thing. So if you guys have any questions, if I feel like I didn't cover anything, you guys, this is a community. If you know you are having success out there that you want to share, feel free to drop a comment. If you haven't already, you guys please like and subscribe. We're growing, and at this rate I should be getting some videos together out on the water in no time. I appreciate the support I've been having, you guys. And in addition to everything, just make sure when you get out here on the Delta, it's very, very hot. Make sure, you know, you're safe, you guys. This is the time of year where a lot of tragedies happen. There's a lot of new people out here on the water who are inebriated, don't know what they're doing, etc., new to boating, that sort of thing. Children swimming about. So just be careful, stay hydrated, and you know, make sure you keep not only a life vest for yourself, in case something happens with your vessel, but for somebody else, you know, you could save a life by simply just throwing out a life flotation device. So keep that in mind, you guys. In addition, you know, if you want to support the channel, go ahead and get yourself some Filthy sunglasses. I know Filthy has been really kind to me, giving me a nice promo code, Filthy Nick, all lowercase, one word. Put that into the coupon code on the website, and you'll get a sweet 10% off your entire order. Filthy put out some brand new Delta shades for this year for us Delta guys, and they're awesome. They're affordable, you know, they're polarized. You can see the different weeds and fish swimming around in the water. It's like a night and day difference. If I could only have one, you know, thing to help me out on the water this time of year, it would be my shades. I would fish naked with only shades if that was the option I had, because they just mean so much in keeping that glare off of your eyes, being able to see down into the water, be able to see the depth changes, you know, the alleys, the line from, you know, the weed lines, and even the fish themselves, you guys. Not only that, you don't want to get caught staring at some booty cheeks this time of year, so they could be really, really stealthy, you guys. That's also a really good option. You know, I'm fishing over here, but Cindy Luhu over here to the right is looking real good. You don't even see me looking at her. So that's another good reason to have shades out here, you guys. And make sure you get yourself a Yeti cooler. Put some ice up in there. It'll stay cold all day, you guys. And make sure you stay hydrated. That's really, really important out here. You need to drink 8 ounces of water every hour. So keep that in mind. You guys, thanks everybody for supporting the channel. I got some stuff planned up. I think I found a filmer, you guys, somebody who's going to be filming my videos. You know, maybe not. I'm gonna go with the GoPro out on the boat and that sort of thing. But I also got some stuff planned for you shore fishermen too. So stay tuned for that. Thanks again, everybody, and I'll see you next time.